Here we are.
Here we are. Welcome back to Junker Clunkers Live, Thursday at 7. We got two guests here. Let's see if I can remember how to do this. We'll go with Mr. Jeffrey.
That's a lot of my face to be putting up on the screen there. You're going to scare folks.
So go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us what you got going on right now.
I'm Jeff Ford from the YouTube show Auto and we have many things going on right now. We're putting up a brand new studio space. We have more cars than we can work on. We have cars that are fixing themselves here lately, which is a little odd. We had prepared the video that we shot for this week with the idea of the car was going to barf fuel out of the here's my cat coming in the picture. This is why I call her that, by the way. Anyway, we're going to show the fuel barfing out of the vent tube, and lo and behold, over the preceding 2 weeks, the car managed to fix itself. It was running beautifully, still is running beautifully. I don't know why. I really don't. So,
jeez.
But that was a video that we put up Thursday today. So that came up earlier today.
Okay.
So
haven't checked it out yet. I saw the one on Sunday though.
Yeah, we've moved Manic Mechanic to Sundays. That's our new spot for it. I wanted to try it because in looking at the algorithm information, Sunday is our biggest day for viewership. Most people watch us on Sundays. So I wanted to move Manic Mechanic to Sundays to see how that did, because it is the smaller of the two shows as far as the viewership on it is concerned. Mostly because it's all Ford stuff. There's no GM at all involved with it. So, but that's really what we're up to right now. Got some stuff coming up on the Mach 1. We're going to be continuing with the building series since people seem to be enjoying that. So that's where we're at.
I love seeing the building go up. I don't know what it is, but I absolutely love watching the buildings rise.
What's really funny is there's a lot of folks out there that feel that way. My co-host on the show said that it is probably the hottest stuff going on right now is construction videos of those kind of things. So I just decided to, try one and see. And everybody that normally watches our show has, told me, no, you need to keep going with it. This is really cool. So away we go.
All right, let's get Mr. Bryce up here on the screen.
Yeah, all right. Well, we got Project Frankenstein. He's doing pretty good, and we're kind of on the home stretch, with all the mechanical parts of getting them rebuilt. So should be getting street legal soon. Contemplating what the next project is. I've toyed with a couple different ideas, but debating either getting the next project or just keep rolling with Frankenstein. Either way, going to keep doing stuff with him. But good stuff. All good stuff. He's doing great. I love it. Every Sunday. So
every Sunday, do you have a certain time?
No, it just kind of depends, because usually how I work it is Saturday I'll do all the work, Friday night, Saturday I'll do all the work, and then Sunday I'll edit everything and post it. So it just depends on what's going on, but Sunday's usually by the evening time some point.
I seem to do the best. I put mine out on Tuesday nights. That seems to work out pretty good. And the earlier on, like 5, 6 o'clock, it seems to be better. I'm not really sure
if you go into your tab and look at your algorithms, you'll know what day is your best pull day. Sunday's going to be a high pull day no matter what, because you're just going to have more people sitting around with nothing to do. Friday is also a really good day because people don't want to work anymore. So they're sitting in their office waiting for the boss to come around the corner while they're watching YouTube. So
6:15.
Yeah. Sundays for me around 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock is what the YouTube gurus are saying on my page that I should be putting mine up at. I don't always make it, but I try.
I guess I'll have to look at that.
Yeah, go ahead and check your algorithms. That's going to give you a better indication of what times are best for your show. They didn't have a lot of that stuff when I got started 10 years ago. So, I am I'm kind of a dinosaur in some respects. Part of me is doing it from the I don't give a crap aspect. I'm going to do what I want when I want to do it. But overall, I am trying to do better about paying attention to what the algorithms say. So.
Well, and a lot of my focus too is just making sure I post every week too. I mean, sometimes that can be a challenge just on its own, so it's kind of like, but yeah.
Having YouTube as your only job is a great motivation to get things posted, though. Because for some reason, the people that advertise with you want to see that content go up that they're paying for.
Right.
So we haven't had anybody named Guido come to the shop yet to say, excuse me, but you haven't posted in a while. So that's good, but, they gave me a pass when I got COVID. They were nice to me about it.
Yeah.
I want to say hi to everybody in the chat. I'm terrible at going down the line and saying hi to everybody individually. You'll see me wave because I don't want to interrupt anybody while they're talking. So I'll just say hi to everybody.
There you go.
Yes, Miss Brittany. Brittany, the technician, is here tonight, too.
Hi, Brittany.
Hi.
It's a really weird last name. The technician just seems like a little...
It's Italian. Duh, technician.
Yeah, I thought it was
Your first name should be Tony then.
No.
So
the F-250 is in with us.
He is. He comes on and he makes sure he says nice words every single time I post a video. I gotta say, I'm not doing it right yet, I guess, because I don't have any haters. At least haters that post anything. They're coming. They're coming. You know what? I don't care. First off, I've been a big guy my whole life. I know how to take criticism. So
one of the things that got me is I have a good friend of mine he has a channel called 6 Round Studio. It's not the rapper that 6 Rounds. But he is an algorithm guy. That's what he is specialized in his work life. And he was telling me one day, because I was really ticked off about somebody who left me a bad comment. And he told me that YouTube doesn't care about whether the interaction is positive or negative. YouTube only cares about the fact that you had an interaction. So if they say nasty things to you and you respond to them in the comments, YouTube doesn't care. YouTube just plows along and says, oh, look, he had an interaction. That's awesome. We're happy about that. So when I look at it that way, it helps me because, we put up videos and we get people that'll say nasty stuff because it's kind of like plumbers. There's about 17 different ways you can do something. And you'll get the guys that come in there and say, you're an idiot. This is the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
Jeff, let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Do you watch YouTube?
Honestly, not much.
Really?
And only because we're producing 2 shows a week, plus editing, plus doing the social media stuff that goes along with it. I honestly get quite a bit of social media burnout after doing this for 10 years. I used to be an avid YouTube watcher, and I have to kind of back away from it a little bit now because it's just a lot of stuff to have to deal with and all, and just going out and looking at a lot of other channels. There's a few channels I follow, but overall, I don't spend a lot of time on YouTube. I hate to admit it, but it's just a time thing. I've got 6 kids, some of which are trying to run back and forth in the background, slamming doors right now.
Don't worry about it. I'm surprised it's not louder up here. I really am. But no, the reason I ask is because I myself, I watch, I don't know, 10 other channels, 15, 20, 30 other channels, depends. And as I'm watching, even if I know these guys know what they're doing, I'll be sitting there, I'll be like, what the hell are you doing it like that for? But I don't comment it, I just think that's stupid. Why would
there's there's so many different ways to skin a cat. I've gotten to the point now where most of these guys that do that, I'll just say, hey, that's a great idea. I'll look into it or whatever. I honestly don't really have any plans of looking into it usually because I've already done the video. It's made as much money for me as it's going to make. And so I was like, eh. But some guys, honestly, my regular viewers, the guys that are on there a lot, I have a couple of them that I really value their opinion when they say, hey, there's another way to do this. And they give me that other way to do it in the comments. I'm appreciative of that. You know, the guys who come in that can't spell, that have horrible punctuation, they call me dumb.
Well,
it didn't dismiss
Bill
them.
Cameron, I've actually, it's funny because I've had some negative comments, but actually I've probably learned the most from those. But when you get them, you're like, this freaking guy, you know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah,
it always sucks when you get the negative comment, but then after a while, like, maybe he's got a little bit of a point. Okay, maybe a little bit, you know.
Like I said, some of my guys they're pretty voracious. There's a couple of them that are like, they're, I don't know, pretty salty sometimes with their comments. But when they're right, they're right. And I mean, I can recognize when there's one guy, John Milner, that's on our show, that watches our show regularly. And John he'll pop up and say stuff. And it'll be things that I hadn't thought about doing it the way he does it. It's not necessarily that his way is any better or worse than mine. It's just that it's different. And in my opinion, probably a smarter way to do it than what I was doing on the show.
Did you say John Nolan?
Milner.
Oh, Milner.
He actually he carries a screen name from the guy in American Graffiti.
Okay.
And even has a picture of the guy from American Graffiti as his whatever that thing's called. I don't remember. So,
how we doing? How you doing?
You know, I feel like I've made so many friends from these lives and this auto YouTube group. You know what I mean? It's pretty cool.
It really is. You know, the girlfriend was just saying last week, I don't hang out with anybody anymore. Nobody really comes around. Pretty much since I've been doing this, because I yell at everybody to shut up while I'm editing, while I'm videoing. And she says, you kind of traded all your in-person friends for even more friends out there. I'm like, yeah, I know. Yeah. It's kind of cool, isn't it? I could just shut them off when I'm tired of them.
Yeah.
I used to do a lot of online gaming. I'm used to this kind of stuff. I'm used to my friends being in Houston, Texas, or, Wisconsin or whatever. So I online gamed back in the day, back in the 90s and the early 2000s, a great deal. So I'm used to everybody being out there and not right here.
Yeah.
It can be kind of a bummer.
Absolutely. I mean, some of the people I've met on here, I wish everybody was closer because I would love to do collaborations with people.
Yeah.
I'm all alone up here. I haven't met anybody else in New Hampshire.
You're in New Hampshire. We're at New Hampshire.
Laconia, Lakes region.
Okay, let me write that down. The guy who runs 6 Round Studios is in New Hampshire.
Really? Whereabouts?
Yeah. Up there.
Up there. I know.
Surely he's somewhere within the state, but I'm not. I can't remember. Remember, I told you before I'm running a fever right now.
Oh yeah.
No, what was it? Laconia.
Yeah, Laconia. Laconia. I can't believe I could spell that.
All right, I will get with him since you're looking at someone to collab with.
Yeah, absolutely.
He is right up in your general neck. I mean, New Hampshire is not like the state of Texas. It's not going to take you 2 days to cross it.
No, but it still could be hours.
He's got a plane.
I mean, no, but yeah.
No, I mean he has a plane. He could come to you.
Oh, we have an airport that's literally 10 minutes away, maybe.
I mean, as far as I can remember, he may be right down the street from you guys, but I don't know. Yeah. Like I said, I cannot remember the town that he's in right off the top of my head, but the fact that I can put sentences together right now is pretty amazing to me.
So. The guy I got my Falcon from, he's found a few YouTubers in New Hampshire, but I've not been able to find any. The only one I know of is Musty One. If you guys ever watched him, I would love to work with him because he could take absolutely nothing and turn it into something and spend no money on it. I try and do that in my videos, and next thing you know, I got a bill of $600, and it's like, what?
That's why you gotta just get Fords, man. They're always cheap to fix.
I haven't had that experience yet.
Bryce, you've watched my channel. What do I work on?
No, I know.
But then you get those super rare vehicles like that Falcon, but parts aren't cheap because they don't make them.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the problem with parts right now, we're running into that on that Ranchero that we're doing on Manic Mechanic. We have Dynacorn released the battery tray apron, and bizarrely they released it with the hood hinge apron as well. I don't know why. They could have charged $140 for the front apron, and everybody would have been all over it. You know what I mean? Because that battery tray apron is something everybody's wanting to get their hands on. And they released it with the rear apron for $140. I'm like, somebody needs to go talk to these people. But the problem is they can't get them in. They are out of stock. And my friend Ron Miller that runs Autocrafters, who's our sponsor on that show, Ron contacted him, and he said, "When will you guys have them in?" And the guy said, "When we get them in."
So that Falcon was for sale on Facebook Marketplace, and I got it off the guy. He was in Concord, I think is where he's from, and he's actually watching tonight. What's going on? So yeah, to answer your question, it was online, but you won't ever see it online from me. It's never going to leave me. I'll die first.
What year is
just
that
like
one?
my Mustang. That's a 61 delivery.
Yeah, those are really hard to come by.
I've never seen one.
We'll get together. I got a couple guys I can throw at you that are parts guys that have some used stuff that are pretty good. I mean, nothing Falcon, as you know, anymore is cheap because Falcon's kind of coming up a little bit. But
yeah,
I've got a grill for my 64 hardtop that I'm all giddy about, just a new old stock grill. I could probably put one of the kids through college with what that thing would go for now.
Probably, yeah.
Just kidding.
The bumpers on this thing are ridiculous. A little bit of cleaning, and they'll be perfect. You know, the grill's good. The hood, it's rusty, but it's not rotted. Doors are bubbling. The biggest problems I have is where it's a panel wagon. I can't find those parts. The quarters I can probably find. The doors, the rear hatch door, I could probably get that. Pretty much
that
any
door is actually it's a station wagon door on the rear, and the side doors are Ranchero or sedan. You can get sedan doors to put on it.
There's no rear doors, just two door.
No, I mean the rear door in the very back.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna need a new one.
Tailgate. Again, fever. I know what a tailgate is. I just can't remember.
What's going on, stuff with Cletus? This is the guy that found me. He's the one that brought me into all this.
Cletus rocks.
Yep. So Bryce, tell me a little bit about Frankenstein, because I don't know anything about what you're working on.
Yeah. Thanks, man. Yeah. No. So basically, I wanted to get this body style truck, right? Because originally, when I was in high school or something like that, I had a 74, 75. So I found this truck, but it's basically 3 different trucks of the same similar year and style. But the cab was from one, the bed was from another, and then an engine was from another. So I was like, hey, Frankenstein is a perfect name, And it was really cool because, growing up, I was always into car stuff, but it was the first time when I was able to get another project car and still have my daily driver kind of situation, And so it's kind of been a little bit of jumping back in the frying pan, but it's been awesome, man. I mean, I've literally touched every bolt on that truck. We've ripped the engine out. It's been a fun experience, but it's kind of bittersweet because, hey Tim, because now I'm almost done with the mechanical stuff, which is the part I really enjoy
Right.
learning and figuring out. And now I'm like, shoot, I might need to get another one. So
That's what generally happens. I have a yard full, so I can completely get the unfortunateness of being able to go, wow, look, that's a nice looking 77. Oh gosh, that's a 460 truck. Let's go grab that because I really don't have a good reason. Just don't want it.
Right. Yeah. Oh man, it's bad because I'll see like an old junky something, and I'll be like, oh man, I could fix that up so easily, And yeah, it's kind of addicting.
I'm stuck in body work on that Ranchero that we're working on. We're waiting on parts to come in, so I'm gonna have to kind of punt and do something else. But on Manic Mechanic. But it's really is addicting to get out there and start working on. I love doing it. I hate welding horribly, and that seems to be about 90% of what I do on these cars.
Well,
I'm not a big body guy,
man. What have you done to it?
We're not. It's actually my stepson's car. He, I gave it to him as a project vehicle to work on with me on the show, and he seems to get girlfriends every time we get back on the car. Weirdly, but because I can't tonight. My girlfriend and I are going out, and now I'm under a push with it because he's trying to get in the Air Force Academy after he graduates this year. So I've had the law laid down by his mama, and I agree with her. We need to get the Ranchero done because basically it's sucking up floor space. So it's just going to be a little 260 with a 3 on the tree because I tell him if you can drive a 3 on the tree, you can drive anything.
That's
semis,
awesome.
Cars, it doesn't matter. So we're going to do 3 on the tree. We're going to put air conditioning in it for him. I'm not going to probably do videos on all of that, but it's just going to be a nice little driver for him. If he goes to the Air Force Academy, it'll be a nice driver for me because he can't take a vehicle for the first 2 years of the academy.
This question's for Dad.
Oh.
That's awesome.
Hey Bob, I know you're listening
That's a big
downstairs.
kid.
How are you?
No, that's cool. That's awesome. You're doing that with your son too. I love stuff. I try and get my daughter involved too. I think it's cool when you can do that.
He's really into it. I think he's really more. I think he would be one that would go to the car shows with me because that side of it really interests him more. The nuts and bolts of taking radiator core supports out, things like that. He's not as much into that, but he's really into the rest of it. So
nice.
So you're basically done with all the mechanical on the truck. Is it a 250 or 100?
It's a 250 custom.
Oh,
So
cool.
I've got, really the only things left are the brakes are okay, but I'm gonna have to swap them out. But I might push my luck on them a little bit because I can always downshift.
You sound like my co-host on the show, Cam. I have downshift.
Here.
I got an emergency brake. Why do I need regular brakes?
Yeah, I've kind of been putting off all the expensive stuff. Like it needs new tires because they're starting to get a Chevy shirt. No, we need a Ford shirt.
I'll see if I can find you some kind of Ford shirt, man.
Yeah.
I probably got one somewhere around here, but it'd probably be a while to get to you. So I'm horrible at shipping things out, believe me.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, I got my stickers. So anybody that I owe stickers or anybody that wants them, make sure. Yeah. So
did you send me one yet?
I don't know, but I'll send you one. I got a bunch more, so I'll send. And I saved everybody that sent me something. I saved the envelope, so I'll send those too.
Did I send you one? We sent out like 30 of them that night.
Yeah. You did. Actually, yeah, you did. You sent me 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have some new ones too.
That's nice to read from you. We're just trying to do the things that we like to do, and hopefully it helps you find your way of what you're working on.
Yeah, I like doing the how-to videos, but unfortunately, they don't get you the subscribers you need. They only get you the views.
Yeah, I mean, the problem with it, I've struggled with that for years because I'd rather tell that story than, it's nothing wrong with live streams. It's just not my bag. I could probably get more people involved on my show if I did more live streaming and that kind of stuff. But it's with 6 kids, we got kids in martial arts. We've got, all kind of other crazy stuff going on. the how-to stuff is what we're known for. And so we've had a much slower climb not doing the incidental how-to that you'll see a lot of guys do. Craig 909 is really good at that. He'll be working on the car, but he's mostly doing a run of monologue. And so I'm not good at that. I'm good at telling you how to do things, but I'm not good at just going out there and working and doing a running monologue. That's just not my style.
No, I've kind of switched it up since I came back, and mine is more of a, this is what I'm doing, but I don't show in depth how I do it. If it seems like people want to see that again, I'll do it. But it seems like they kind of want to just see a show now, you know?
A lot of people are kind of using YouTube as, you know, the Discovery Channel and those other kind of places for things like, you know, I don't know, Gas Monkey Garage, like the shirts you're wearing, that kind of stuff. They want to see that on YouTube. And I'm okay with that. And I'm sure that a lot of people, y'all will probably outrun me at some point because I'm not, you know, like I told you before, I'm getting old and I do what I want. I have sponsors and I'm like, they're happy. They like what I'm doing because they post it up. NPD posts our stuff up on some of the, you know, parts that they have. They'll post our video there for people to see it when they're going in and buying those parts. So, you know, I'm happy enough doing what I'm doing. And there may be other things that we move into down the road, but for right now, I enjoy what I do. And, you know.
Well, yeah. And I hate the fake shows, you know, and so I love YouTube because, you know, watching everybody's channels and whatnot. I mean, it's real content, you know. It's not.
Real people.
Yeah, I don't know. I prefer that versus scripted stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the real content too. I mean, and that's what we do in our show is we'll tend to go in and put up content. If we have a problem, we show the problem.
Yeah.
And most of the time, you're not really going to see that. You're starting to kind of see that with Motor Trend TV and some of these other places, but not to the level that we've been trying to do it around here. Because I mean, we fail a lot of times. And we'll tell people, "Hey, we screwed up," and then we'll get those guys we talked about before that'll say, "Well, you're a stupid idiot because you didn't do this. This is a waste of my time." And I'm like, "Well,
I have a couple of those videos up."
Yeah. So
I just want to touch on this real quick. I don't technically have merch, but I kind of do. If people show enough interest for the hats and the what do I have, the lanyard and shirts and stuff like that, then I'll get an inventory. But right now, I don't think I'm big enough for stuff like that. I don't want to go spend money for that merchandise just to sit and do nothing. You know what I mean? But if somebody does want something, just send me a message on Instagram or Facebook, or even email me, and I can get you something and we can work out a price. But right now, I don't have a merch store. I don't have merchandise that's available that I could ship out tomorrow. But I can get stuff if it's something you guys really want to do. Just wanted to put that out there. I'm trying to keep up with the chat at the same time.
And you're doing a fine job, sir.
Oh, thank you very much.
Of course, I am running a fever, so I mean.
What are you drinking, though?
I'll never tell.
I don't know.
If it's in a cup this big, it's non-alcohol. I'll tell you that.
You never know.
It depends on the day, right?
Yeah.
This one's for you, Jeff.
Yeah.
6 kids. Nah. I tell you, that's a lot more fun. They're not my kids, honestly. I married into them. My wife had the kids before she and I got together, and I fell in love with the kids. And they're just all super kids, all of them. She has 1 daughter and 5 boys, and from top to bottom, they're great kids. I really love them.
If you send me an email or an Instagram or Facebook, once again, Junker Clunkers with the Z at either one of those platforms, and Junker Clunkers at Yahoo, I'll get you a sticker out.
I had to let Teespring take care of that for me. I'm just terrible at sending things to people. I let Teespring, because they have a thing on YouTube. Once you get to a certain level of subscribers, that you can actually just have everything go through Teespring. I don't make much money off of the shirts, but it's easier because I don't even see it. Every once in a while, I get a notification from them. You sold some shirts. I'm like, oh, I guess I should check out and get my money then.
But how much do they take? You have
Honestly,
7 kids? Whoa, he's beating you, Jeff.
Good job, Rich. I bet you do with 7 kids. I'm working about 6 at this point. They take a pretty good chunk of it, but when you start looking at it from having to deal with the shipping, the time it takes, it's just clean profits. You don't have to mess with it. You design a shirt, you throw it out there for people to buy. I haven't personally seen a lot of movement from merch, but how to, hey, Destroyer. I mean, that doesn't mean that you won't. In other words, my stuff with it being how to, my audience, even though I'm at 85,000 some odd subscribers at this point, my audience is fairly transitory. So they tend to not stick around. They'll watch what they want to watch. Like, if there's a video on a distributor thing, they'll watch that, but they may not come back for anything else. Or they may come back and go, oh, he's got a bunch of Mustang content, and go watch that. But I find personally, for me, merch doesn't move really all that well. Yeah, doesn't mean that it won't move for anybody else. I mean, some places make tons of money on merch.
Right. I
like Gas Monkey.
Gas Monkey, listen, Aaron was the man to me. I honestly don't watch it as much now that he's gone.
I liked Aaron.
I have to just say something real quick, and then we'll move on from there because I don't want to get wrapped up into it. But I think that if Richard would have offered him a piece of the business, he probably would have stayed.
Yeah,
and
probably.
I think that would have been a smart decision.
He's got Aaron's doing was Archlight. I think is his deal now. He's starting to do a bunch of F100, F-150 parts.
Yep.
For the bump sides, and I don't know if he's still in that or not. I kind of backed away from it because it kept being promised and being promised, and it wasn't that I didn't want to see the stuff come out. I just forgot about it. I mean, on a daily, I'm running through all kind of crazy stuff,
I don't know if he still has a show, but another person that I talked to, I can't remember the name right now. But he is friends with him, so I'll see if I can get some information out of it and see what he's doing.
I would be curious to see if he is, because I really liked the stuff he made and the stuff he worked on. That Falcon he built was really awesome.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the drift one, yeah.
Yep. Some of the stuff that they worked on, the F-100 stuff he was working on outside of Gas Monkey was really cool.
And I want to touch on this real quick. So the screw-ups. I have a problem, at least with myself. When I get to a point where something is screwed up beyond my control and I'm trying to figure it out, the camera dies or I don't have the right angle or something like that. And it's like, I usually just cut that out because I don't have enough good footage. I don't know about you guys if you had that problem.
I've got 3 teenagers looking for a chance to find me doing something stupid. And if they're not looking for it, my co-host Cam goes, hey, what if we did it this way? And I'm like,
I'll usually, if I'm not 100% happy with a piece, I'll usually just cut it out because I don't know.
I don't show all the flub ups. I will, in other words, if we have a cataclysmic day like we had with the wagon where we were going to show the float bowl barfing into the carburetor, and then the carburetor magically fixed itself, I'm going to tell you what happened and what caused that. We still got a video out of it because I went in and did the fix, showed the fix without actually I'm not tearing that carburetor apart. That car's running too good right now. It's the only one of the old ones that's running well. So I will show more mistakes than probably a lot of guys. I will cut things out. I tell you what, I'd cut out is a lot of the stuff being done. Yeah. I will shorten that up to make the videos a little bit more appealing for people that are watching.
Yeah, that's the same thing I do because I live in the Rust Belt. Something that takes you guys an hour could take me 4 days because you got
Yeah.
broken bolts and rusted out. So sometimes it's not like it seems in the video that everybody watches. Boom, 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 done. It's,
No, even
it's-
for us, anything that we do on video, because I run a crew, and what we did was I did an initiative locally with high schools to bring in teenagers to help run camera, but also learn how to do what we do. One of the young guys that was working with us for years, he's been with me now like 5 or 6 years. He's graduated high school, going to tech college. He's now my editor on the weekdays. I have him come in Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday to edit and do footage and help me film stuff when we're doing stuff outside of the normal work level. And so that's something that you might look at too in your areas, to go talk to some of the schools. YouTube's not, how do I put this? YouTube is not as big of a carny field as it used to be, because there's so many people making money at it. There's a lot of people making full bank on it. They're like me; they do it full time now. DeBoss Garage up in Canada, they still have a shop.
He's a good guy. I love watching.
He is a really good guy. Yeah, Edge of Eternity. That's one of the things I keep going back and forth. People tell me to not knock it off. I'm like, if I had to knock it off, I'd just stop the channel, because that's me.
We'll see you later.
We're just
Lucio.
a goofy bunch of dudes. So anyway, what I was saying about that is, it's a way for you guys to be able to possibly get somebody to come in and help you with what you do. If you could work with a teenager or somebody, 3/4 of my film crew right now are my own kids, and they love doing it. I mean, the younger, the 12-year-olds are like, okay, are we filming today? Are we filming Saturday? So they really seem to enjoy it. I'm going to be losing Logan, the oldest boy, if he gets into the Air Force, but
Same man about a fish.
have fun with the fish.
Good night, man. That's probably the best outro I've ever seen.
Hopefully it's like a bass that's been nicely cooked with some lemon butter.
Yeah.
I'm hungry. I haven't had dinner yet. Dinner was running late, so.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's what we try to do. We have fun. That's the thing I always disliked about TV shows, and one of the reasons we do what we do is so much of the time on TV shows, a lot of them, there was so much contention in the shops. It was one reason I actually liked the first couple of seasons of Iron Resurrection. I don't know what they're doing now because I don't have cable anymore, but Iron Resurrection, they genuinely seemed to enjoy working with each other, and it painted a really good light for our hobby, the things that we love to do, working on the old cars. And so much of the time, there's so much contention within the show, supposedly between people, and they picked that up from American Chopper, the Tuttles.
Right.
They picked that up. That started there. That formula worked, and of course, it's Hollywood, so they're going to take the cookie cutter and beat it until there's no edges left.
Yeah,
it's so true. It's so true.
So let me ask you both a question. You've grown your channel as big as you can get. A company comes to you, like, I don't know, Fox or something like that, and says, hey, we want to pick you up. Do you do it, or do you stay doing what you're doing?
I won't say who the person is. I'll take this one first because it's something I've actually dealt with within the last 5 years. I have a friend of mine that is in the industry, actively on television, and does a couple of shows. And I called him up and I said, okay, let's talk. This is something that's being put before me. And they said, do you have a good following? Yes. Are you making money? Yes. Don't do it. Because the reasoning behind it, and that's why I don't want to say whose name it is, because I don't want to get them in any kind of trouble. But the reasoning behind it is that the TV shows are out for their own. The only reason a TV show would work well is for you to go back to YouTube after the show is over.
Yeah.
If you could do that and post consistently after that fact, as your name is popular with Discovery Channel shows or Motor Trend TV or whatever, then it might be worth doing. But I'm just in a position where I'm like,
What's up, Waste Talent?
What's going on, Wasted?
hey, what's up?
To me, my perspective is, that industry is not going to take on your concept unless they think they can really capitalize on it. And if that's the case, why not just do it yourself? I mean, if you have the followers and everything else. And the other part of the reason why I don't have anybody else filming with me is I'm too much of a control freak. I would have a hard time allowing somebody else to dictate how it would go.
Oh, you can still be a dictator. It's not a problem. I do that all the time. I'll tell them what I want to see.
Yeah.
That's why you're the director and they're just a kid behind the camera. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but you can dictate what you need to have done, man. If you can get people in to help you, it will open up a world to you that you don't know that you have right now. Camera angles that you didn't know you could get, especially if you find a kid in your area that's where you based at, Bryce?
Arizona.
Yeah. So if like say there was a college group there that had a film school in it or whatever, they had a media group, contact them. Just tell them I'm not going to pay you, but you can come over here and get your stuff posted on YouTube.
It's a great idea. I love it. I think it's a great idea.
So, I mean, that's exactly what I do because I like making my show look as much like a TV show as I possibly can.
Yeah.
So if you can do that, if that's your goal, oddly enough, that sometimes I feel like works against me. Hi, Mac. Meh. I guess. Meh.
Is that one from you?
No, I don't know. I don't know. If there's anybody from my show, let me know. But I like the name. Meh.
That is works. It's kind of a cool name. I don't believe I've ever seen it in here. Have you, Bryce?
No, I love it though. It's genius. I love it.
Well, welcome.
Welcome in. So, I mean, that's probably the one sliver of advice that I have that might be worth anything to anybody. I mean, I look at myself, and there's a lot of guys that make a lot more content, a lot more advanced content as far as thousands and thousands of people watching their show every week. But I kind of made up my mind about 3 years ago to just do what I want to do. And if people want to follow along, they will. And if they don't, as long as my supporters, my advertising supporters pay me and they're happy with what I'm delivering to them, I'm not going to worry about it.
Well, my apologies. I haven't seen him in at least mine before.
Yeah, it's funny. There's so many people in the group now. Sometimes it's hard to catch up.
It really is. It's very hard to keep up with everybody. I don't know how the group was before I got in here, but I feel like it's blowing up now. One thing I do is when I find, I go through Instagram a lot and I'll add people I don't know, and then I'll try and get them to come over and check out my videos and subscribe and stuff like that. And then next thing you know, they're like, oh, well, I have a YouTube channel. You want to check it out? And if it looks like something that fits in with us, I'll tell them, hey, listen, we got a community that helps everybody expand and grow. And I wish that I wish there was a better way to do it. You know what I mean? Because it's so hard to remember every single person that needs help growing. You know what I mean?
Well,
you kind of have to pick your. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Bryce. You go.
Sorry, I can't start at the same time. All I was gonna say is, with some of the stuff I've been learning myself, just some of the mechanical things, and so I love it because I can't tell you how many people from our group and other groups have told me how to fix a problem or how I'll be stumped and be like, oh, just do this or I'll just do that. So I think it's awesome.
What's going on, Monster?
I think that the community thing is the biggest problem we've had. My friend Bill and I we do a where we haven't done it in a while because when I got sick it kind of fell off. But we were doing weekly Zoom meetings to discuss three guys' channels that we had. My channel, Bill's channel, Ellie's Garage, and I can't Portrayal Press. And we would all get together and critique each other's work. And Bill, being the analytics guy that he is, would have some kind of analytical wisdom for us from YouTube. And those were really good meetings, but it's not really blooming, so to speak, your channels. I mean, because that's, I'm subscribed to the other two, Portrayal Press. I'm subscribed to Bill's channel. I'm subscribed to Ellie's channel. But, it's not really helping them a whole lot. I know that they did see some increase from my involvement with them, but so Call of Duty. We were talking earlier about, being on TeamSpeak and that kind of, this is the old thing. TeamSpeak, I don't even know what everybody uses now. I used to do Call of Duty and Medal of Honor and all that stuff, so I'm used to this kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't think I've played. Have I played Call? No.
Sometimes I feel like it takes a while to catch up. Like it kind of cracks me up because sometimes I'll get comments on like videos I did, a year and a half ago. I'm like, oh man, you forget some of that stuff's even up there,
Yep.
Yeah, that kind of thing for me is bread and butter. I mean, there's our videos for a long time. Our old videos would actually catch hold and take off. And so we would sit there and see, we would see views on a video that we did 2 years ago, 4 years ago. And the views on it would be really good. And it would be a top performer for us on our numbers. It's just strange how that works. But a lot of that's because of what the video is about. We're doing a headliner install, a 67 Mustang Fastback, or we're doing a hood install on a 65 Mustang, whatever. Those kind of things still pull for us. I'll go down and we'll have a bunch of people that comment on the most recent video, but in the mix of all that, I'll still be getting comments from videos that are 4 or 5 years old for us. So that does make sense, what you're saying, Bryce.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird to look back at some of the videos that I did, 6 years ago. I was working on four-wheelers and scooters, and it's not that, it's not that I didn't know cars back then, but that's just the room I had at that point in time and the money I had. I didn't have the money to put into the big stuff. I still don't have the money, but I just do it.
That's where sponsors become important when you get a little bit bigger.
I would love a sponsor.
The problem you run into now is there's so many people out there clamoring for money from people that are potential sponsors that it's really hard to get a sponsorship. A lot of mine honestly come from my association with these people when I was doing Mustang Monthly magazine back in the 90s and early 2000s. So that's where my association, runs in from. So I knew these guys already. They knew I was a good, solid worker. They knew what I needed to do, what needed to be done. Going in and trying to do it cold, I've done that before, even recently. And I've got LMC interested because we have a Suburban. I don't know why I did that. But anyway, we have a Suburban that we bought. And so they're actually interested in helping sponsor us possibly. We're in meetings on that right now. So
nice. That's a good spot. That's good. That's really good.
So, Jeff, let me pick your brain real quick.
Uh-oh. There's not much up there. It's probably pretty slim.
Well, you know Mustangs. So I've got a 66, and I need to replace rear frame rails, floor pan, trunk and cab floor pan, quarters, wheelhouses, tail pan, all that stuff. I have it all, but I have it all in pieces, not as a whole. What is the best way to go about doing this? Don't say send it to somebody because I already got screwed over on that.
I would tell you that probably your best bet, one of the things I really harp on, depending on how bad the back half of the car is, you're going to have to set it up on a jig What I mean by that is it needs to be in the same place until you get done. You can't move the car around. You set it up on a tabling jig, like you can do 4x4 cribbing and all that. I tend to use some 4x4 cribbing and then use trailer jacks, the screw jacks for trailers, because those tend to allow me to adjust things minutely. You have to make sure that the car's sitting perfectly level so you can throw levels on it when you're going through and doing stuff. Find some portion of the car that is not really that badly rusted. If you have to do everything from the rear part of the frame rail to the torque box, it's going to be tickling. That's going to be a lot of work because we have to do that on the 65 Ranchero on one side. We have a frame rail. I'm not even going to do the whole frame rail. I'm actually going to go in and do a sectioning on it because I don't need to do the whole frame rail, so I'm not going to do it.
So you would probably say don't do it? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I already told you how much I hate welding. So, I mean, I wouldn't say don't do it. I have seen some guys at home do some pretty darn amazing things. If you've got a decent MIG welder that, 110 MIG that, can do anything better than a puddle, or as my friend likes to call it, a turd weld, I have seen some of these guys out there in the hobby pull some amazing things out of a junker. I've watched a friend of mine I think he's in Missouri, found a Q-Code Mach 1 that was a dead nuts match for his dad's car. It wasn't his dad's car, but it was a match for his car, and it was a rusty pig. Well, almost everything on those cars is available. And the first picture he sent me was of the car when he got it. And then the next picture he sent me, the whole back half literally the whole back half of the car is gone. Frame rails, everything, quarter panels, nothing back there. And he's almost done with it now. So if you take your time, you measure, don't move the car at all while you're working, and work off of the Ford measurement information, you should be good to go. I mean, there's stuff in the shop manuals that shows what the cross measurements are supposed to be. They have a measurement off the floor for frame rail height. All that kind of stuff is available, and you can just plus your measurements to know where it needs to be sitting to be in the correct place.
You know what this sounds like right now? This sounds like an awesome collaboration right here.
I'm not coming to New Hampshire. It's too bloody cold up there.
Well, I'll buy you a jacket.
I got plenty of jackets. I lived in Minnesota for 4 years. So you're not gonna whistle at me and make me come up there. You can show some leg, and I might think about it. But
okay, what did it say?
Hey, Junker, I got to ask you, Junker, because I'm a little spoiled. I don't deal with too much rust. I feel like you have to deal with a lot of rust.
Yeah.
Is it as bad as it sounds? How do you deal with that? Is it that bad?
I've lived in New England my entire life, so I don't know any different. When I get something that's rust free, I normally sell it because it's money.
Those are the ones you're supposed to hang on to.
Yeah.
I don't know how to handle it. I don't know what to do with my hands.
My problem is like my wife, if we get a decent car in, it's like, we're not selling that. I'm like, we need to start selling something because we look like a used car lot around here. But then I'm the same way. She said, well, why don't we sell this? But I'm like, nah, I can't get rid of that.
You see, I got it pretty bad here. I have a major addiction that I will literally buy any vehicle I see, and then I fall in love with the damn thing. And when I was single, it was one thing because I would get tired of it, because I didn't want to drive it anymore or fix it anymore. But now I have her, and she's as bad as I am. She doesn't care how many I buy. She has no care in that. The only thing she cares about is, can I drive it? So
that doesn't even seem to be a problem with my wife. If it's cool, she wants it.
Nice.
It doesn't even matter if it's cool. In one of my videos, I picked up a Scion TC. What the hell was that thing? Yeah, it was a TC, I think.
I just called it Dipsy Doodle.
Yeah, she called it Dipsy Doodle. She fell in love with the stupid thing. It was rotted to shit. And I was like, I'm not teaching you how to drive a standard in this car, because if you hit something or somebody hits you,
it's gonna fall
down.
But yet he takes his Mustang that was an automatic that I could fool around in, and he turned it into a manual, so I can't even drive it anymore. And he won't teach me on his Mustang.
Got to learn to drive a manual.
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah, she does. She can buy one and learn.
I'm not getting in the middle of this. This sounds like it's dangerous for other parties. I'm just going to back off and take pictures.
It's okay. Tomorrow his 350 will be missing, and I'll be down the road halfway.
Yeah, the F-350. I literally spent all day undercoating, oily undercoating it.
Yeah.
I have never done something that large oil undercoat. I did a Jeep once, and it took all day between, trying to fill this 12-ounce stupid thing, and that stuff is super thick, and trying to crawl under and get every nook and cranny. When I messaged you, Jeff, or one of us messaged each other, I was literally just jumping in the truck to move it. But and on top of it, we popped a tire in it. The truck does not look as cool as it did with the other rims and tires on it. I'm very saddened. I wish I had a picture, but I was too upset to take the picture. I was going to try and share it tonight, but I got stock rims and tires. I never thought that I would say that 275, 75, 18s are too small of tires, but they are. They're just
for 6 months.
Yeah, the F-350 is going to make any tire look tiny. I was going down the road the other day, and there was a Denali pickup that had stock wheels and tires on it, like the base wheels and tires, and it was a 4x4. That thing looked silly. It looked like a kid's play car because the tires on it were really tiny. They're like a 16-inch tire, and the Denalis are jacked up a little bit more than that. This looked like a clown car. I was like, okay. Big wheels and tires would make that look a lot better.
How about the trucks that do this, or what way do they
let's not talk about Carolina Squad. Just get me mad. I don't want to end the bad nightly.
First time I seen that, I said, "Is there something wrong with that truck?" Like, no, it's supposed to look like that. I'm like, you so paid ridiculous. For something like that?
It doesn't make any sense. I don't see how anybody could like it.
My kids are all conditioned to dislike them immediately. So,
spend $1,000.
You train them well.
Oh no!
Well, it's I guess it's nice that I know that we now know that they can definitely identify stupid. So
that'll help them in life.
Yeah, it will.
And Bill, no, I don't want to trade Bill for 6 months. You guys are scaring me with all this rust.
Yeah, I have no problem teaching her how to drive a standard, but the vehicle's got to be safe, and it's not going to be one of my fun vehicles.
That's one of those things where with my wife, I just gave her the keys to the Falcon because the engine and transmission that's in my Falcon hardtop that we have is the stuff going into Logan's Ranchero. So I'm like, as long as she doesn't blow it up, it'll be fine. She did really well. Logan, however, he needs some work. He had a 3-speed, didn't get along all that well. So,
yeah, all of my cars are manual. I don't drive any automatic. And I drive 70 miles a day, but it's so much more fun having a manual.
Yeah, I agree with that. I lived in Houston, Texas, and that kind of inured me to wanting a manual on a daily basis because you're in traffic for like an hour and a half going home from work.
Yeah.
Up one gear, back down to first. Up one gear, back down to first. You might get lucky and get all the way to third, but you're going to go back down to first pretty quick anyway. So.
That is a big mistake right there.
Well, guys, I'm going to have to peel off because we try to put the younger kids to bed at 8. So I'm going to have to peel out of here. But this is a ball. Yeah, Texas. I miss Whataburger. I don't care if people don't like it. I still like Whataburger, even though it's bought by people in Chicago.
You said Whataburger. Where's Monster?
Monster, you just said Texas. So
yeah.
I'm waiting for him to say Whataburger.
I love my Whataburger. I miss it.
You know,
I'd probably be dead by now if I lived in Texas still, because I'd be eating Whataburger almost every day.
I don't dislike Whataburger, but I definitely don't get the hype of it. But I don't dislike it. I just don't get the
It's
like.
a Texas thing. I like a. That's the thing is almost everywhere else in the United States you get a mayonnaise and ketchup hamburger.
Yeah.
In Texas you get a mustard hamburger.
You know,
I've never had
Yeah, I
Whataburger.
don't like mustard. That's my problem.
I love mustard. Oh man.
Yeah.
See, we only have the normals up here. Is we got Wendy's, McDonald's, Burger King. We got Five Guys.
Five Guys is actually pretty good. I could eat that okay. Man, they're expensive.
Yeah, they are.
All right, lads. Well, I'm going to bump out.
Well,
I
I
am
appreciate
going
it very
to
much.
go in and put my kids to bed and watch them get up 7 or 8 times because that's what 12-year-olds do.
I've got 3 kids. I understand 100%. Mine are a little older now. I got one out of the nest and just 2 left, but I don't miss those times of putting them down and then getting back up and putting them down, getting them back up.
Yep, it's not any fun for sure.
No.
All right, guys. Well, I'm going to bug out.
Thank you very much.
I really enjoyed this. This is a ball. I always love this kind of stuff anyway, just getting to sit down and chat with folks that have a like mind. So I really appreciate you inviting me in.
We appreciate you coming.
Yeah, I would anytime, man. If you want me to come back on sometimes, unless your viewership says, please don't bring him back ever again. And then it's your show. If you want to bring me back and just piss everybody off, then we could do that too.
It's nice.
Like you said, negative
nice
attention is good
Bryce.
attention.
I'm sorry, what?
Negative attention is still attention, right?
It's still attention. Yes, that's the advertising guy in me right there. Hey, we still got attention. But did they watch? So
it seems like people watched tonight. I mean, we got up to like 16 views.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure, Bill.
You know, I like this format where it's a little bit it's cool to hear about each other's channels, like hearing about your channel, Jeff. I thought that was pretty cool, you know, like getting
I'll tell you
a
what,
bit more dialogue.
What we could do is y'all get together with me. Bill and I, he's got COVID right now, but when Bill gets over his COVID, we may restart the group that we had going on Zoom, where we sit down and we do honest deep dives on things that you can do to grow your channel and all that kind of stuff. I mean, Bill goes to the conferences and everything, so he's really deep into that stuff. So if you guys are interested, I'll get with Junker over there and get your information, and you guys can come in if we start them up. I'll let you know what Bill says because he is incredibly busy right now. But we used to do them every Thursday night. I mean, we could move it to a different night. So if that was something that everybody wanted to do.
Yeah, I'd be willing to come in, check it out.
Okay. All right. Well, guys, I'm going to bug out, go get kids to bed. It was a pleasure seeing you guys. Nice to see all you guys that came in on the show.
Yes, and thank you very much, Jeff.
See you later.
See you later, buddy.
So, Junker, are you running this thing all night, or what's your?
I normally do around an hour.
Okay.
Monster Us, when are you going live, my friend? He usually takes over after me.
Because I don't want to be rude, but I wouldn't mind taking care of some other stuff too, but I don't want to leave you hanging on your own here.
No, dude, I usually run it, about an hour roughly, and
okay.
And today I don't mind stepping out. Like I said, I was under that damn truck all day, and literally had 10 minutes to eat and get up here and set this up.
I really appreciate you inviting me on this. This is really cool. This is the first one I've done scheduled like this, I think.
Really?
Yeah, I did one with Quint 1836. But yeah.
Yeah, I try and get a bigger guy and then a littler guy, and obviously I'm kind of in the middle. So I'm trying to feed off everybody.
Yeah. No, this is cool. It's great. I love it.
Yeah, it's definitely. I enjoy this. I really do. I didn't like it to begin with because I wasn't used to the camera, but now I really don't care.
Well, and you're a Ford guy, man, so you're already doing good.
Oh yeah, man, I'm telling you, I love Fords. Fords are always and have always been my thing. I did have a Chevy Cavalier when I was younger, and I love the hell out of that thing. I beat it, and it broke, and I'd fix it, and I'd beat it again, and she lasted a long time.
I mean,
But
honestly, I love all cars, really, but I definitely prefer Ford. But
I appreciate that, Bubba. Yeah, I prefer Ford also. I got a buddy that's a Chevy guy, and we give each other it all the time. It's pretty funny.
My wife drives a Chevy, so she likes messing with me too. I have a rental today, and I'm driving around a Chevy Camaro, and I'm like, it's all right. You know, you don't get to choose really, you know.
Yeah.
And my wife's like, oh yeah, it's because it's a Chevy, not a Ford. I'm like, who are you?
Yeah, she has a Renegade, Jeep Renegade, which
okay.
I mean, it's got the Jeep name. I'm kind of okay with it, but I had to put my own spin on it. I kind of wish I would have recorded where that thing started and where it is now, but
We'll just have to go from here.
you just go from here.
You have some stuff planned for that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Fords all the way. I mean, I named one of my dogs Shelby, so.
Hey, you did good with
We'll
that.
name our dogs after something we love because my dog's name is Snickers.
Failed on race day.
I always thought that was a good name for pets, Snickers. Yeah,
I didn't know I was getting a puppy, and I was gonna name him Bandit after a tribute to my grandmother's dog. And then it just the colors, he's just like a caramel, a white, dark brown. And as a puppy, they look like little fun-sized candy bars.
What?
And the fat girl in me was like, you know what? I'm gonna call him Snickers.
The goofy dog, which one? Snickers?
Oh, it said a good dog.
Oh, I thought it said Goofy.
It is Goofy.
I'm out of here tonight. I'm I thought it was a weird name when I first met her, but it fits him so well. It really does.
But then you come up with nicknames.
Yeah,
I've always called him Snicks. It's just or Bubba. Or Bubba. Snicks or Bubba.
What's this next gen monster Bronco Bill's talking about?
I haven't been able to get on board with anything new just because I know it's all going to be electric. And they ruined Mustang. What?
Well, electric is not going to stick around. I'm telling you right now.
I hope not.
There's no way. It doesn't make any sense. It's okay. If we're doing it for the environment, they're mining these precious metals to make the electric cars, and they're doing it with coal plants. It doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? And you still have to build the infrastructure. It would be more organic just to use the organic oil that's coming out of the ground anyways, you know?
Yeah.
Sorry, that's my soapbox.
And where do the batteries go after they're no good anymore, you know?
Well, we were just talking about it the other day. There's acres of them in like Sweden or something like that they're all waiting for something or they're all recalled, and all those batteries are just leaking into the ground. I mean, what's going to come with that?
Better. There's no way that's better.
No.
You know what I mean?
My winter project is going to be my Mustang, hopefully. I'm a little intimidated now that Jeff told me what I got to do. I've been trying to hype myself up with it for this 4 years, and
I don't know what to do. Be a cool one once you get it all finished up. That's going to be awesome.
Oh, absolutely, man. It's been so. My mother tells me stories that I had this Mustang Hot Wheels car, and that I literally drove the wheels off it on the ground, driving around on the ground. And I've always wanted a Mustang. I have it. I wish I had a GT, but if things go well in life, I can always put that roof on that car one day,
Yeah, that's true.
Because that's really, it's the glass and the roof is the only difference between the GT and the coupe.
Right.
And probably about 15 grand just putting it together. But
are you a good welder? Do you weld quite a bit?
I mean, I'm getting better.
Yeah.
I'm getting better. I don't know. I think I'll be okay. I'm sure I'm gonna mess up. There's no way I'm not gonna mess up at this. This is
But
a
that's a good
huge
thing.
job, you know.
With that car, I mean, you got nothing to lose. Even if you mess it up, you can still fix it, you know. So it's like that's a great thing, you know. It's not like something brand new, you know.
I've already paid a guy and got screwed over, so I can't mess it up any more than him just taking my money.
Yeah,
You know.
you hear a lot of those stories, man. It's tough.
And I got screwed over, and I'm in this industry. You know, I've been in the automotive industry for forever. You
Yeah,
know, professionally and a yard mechanic. You know, so I know all the horror stories. I know it all. But I even got taken.
yeah.
But
I
what are you
have.
gonna do?
I do most of this stuff myself, but it's like for my daily driver. If it's something I really just don't want to mess with, I have a guy that I know and trust. But he lives in Tucson, which is like 2 hours from me. But to me, just because of like those kind of situations, I'm like, whatever. Here, I'll drive 2 hours. At least I know the guy is gonna do a good job, you know. But
They're
sounds like
tarnishing the name in my eyes. I'm sorry. I'm a huge Mustang guy. You're never going to be able to turn my eyes into something, you know. It's ruined to me. It's not what it used to be. A four-door Mustang, an
yeah,
electric four-door Mustang. Why the hell wouldn't you take the Mustang, leave it alone, and say like M2 or something? That would have
yes,
been
yes. Seriously, why
it would have been so
tarnish the
much better. I
name?
mean,
You could have
Lee,
created something else.
Lee Iacocca is rolling over in his grave right now. That is not what he intended to have for a Mustang.
You're
You
right.
know,
Well, and why are we putting four-cylinder engines in things that are supposed to be muscle cars? Can we just create new types of cars, please? Like, why mess with, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
It just oh wait a minute. Coming with 37s Raptor engine, and it's huge.
That's awesome. Oh, is he
Is that
talking about
gonna
the monster thing?
I guess the Bronco. Is that gonna be
Nice.
like the Raptor where it takes them, 6 months to a year to get one person theirs? I was working at the dealership. There was a lot of pissed off people back then. Because you give a teaser and you have a couple of people that have these Raptors, but they produce them at a snail's pace. People were
Yeah.
not happy.
Yeah, I bet. Think
Yeah,
you were
I guess
listening
the
before?
Mustang 2 was that they made a
Yes.
Cobra. I mean, that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, my man, what do you want to do? You want to stay on here? I don't want to leave you hanging, but I'm wanting to hop off if it's all right.
Yeah, no, that's cool, man. I'm just going to finish up these questions and I'll probably get out unless people start asking more. I just
All
kind of
right.
roll with the punches. You never know what's going to happen.
Hey, I really appreciate you inviting me on here. Thank you guys. Awesome. Love it. Love your channel. And I try and watch all your videos. I usually get the most of them, so it's good stuff. I like it
I appreciate that very much. You never know what's coming on. You know what I mean?
for sure. Yeah. Hey,
You
that's
never
the
know.
best part. I love it. So yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
We'll talk to you a little later.
All right, later, brother.
Thanks, Bryce.
All right, bye.
So let's go ahead and finish up the chat here. Where did we leave off? I don't even remember now. It was what year is the Mustang? It's a 66 Mustang Coupe. It's actually this one right here in the background. This is before I painted it. When I got it, it did not look like this. It was very tore apart. He jumped out. F-250. I'm finishing up on my F-350. I'm not sure if you've checked out that videos. I don't. I've bought some really good welding helmets, and that was before I understood what they were really, how you were supposed to weld. And unfortunately, they've either gotten ruined or lost, or somebody else needed them more than I did. So I got to purchase myself another good one probably before this Mustang project. Without the word good. Sorry, I'm a slow reader, guys. Yeah, Harbor Freight. I don't even remember what mine is. I bought one off in the Snap-on truck, and it was kind of garbage, to be honest with you. I think I have one of the cheapo ones, and it worked out pretty good.
You know, we have a new Harbor Freight in town, and I still haven't even been in.
That's
Harbor
true.
Freight.
Yeah, they've been open for a couple months now. Yeah, tools just aren't what they used to be, neither. Thank you very much for coming in. We get 7 people watching. I don't know. You guys want to keep asking questions? Not really what I planned on doing, but.
Night wasted.
Night wasted.
I have a black spot on my head.
You do? I think I do too.
'Cause
Monster. It's got rear frame rails, floor, cab floor, trunk floor, wheelhouse on both sides, quarters, tail pan, cross supports. It's got it all. It's all got to be done. Oh, you want to come on, Monster? I don't know how the heck to share that. Hold on a second. I'll keep going for a little bit. Where
I
did
have
it
to
go?
step out at about 8:45, but
That's fine.
you don't need me to do this anyways.
Sure do.
Hmm?
Sure do. Get 7 people staring at me. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to.
Oh, or 6.
There you go. Anybody wants to come in? Come on in. I'll sit here for a minute.
You should teach my dad how to color.
Bob, you want to go on? I don't know if he laughed or not.
Yo,
What's going on?
can you hear me good?
I can hear you.
All right, shit. I'm fucking tired, man. I'm right now. I'm laying down. But I'm trying to. I just put out a video at the junkyard and stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna go on and check it out after I get done here.
So what do you got? What do you got going on with that Mustang? What does it need?
So it
I know you
needs,
saw. I know it's. I know you said that you had all the metal.
yeah, it basically needs from firewall back has got to be basically all redone, all the supports.
Man, it just. Oh, like. I know what you're needing because of what you said. You know, I'm just thinking of all that work. God.
It's gonna be a lot of work.
Yeah, is this your dream car? Is this like the one?
It is my realistic dream car. Absolutely. I've
Oh, okay.
I've gone through a lot of hell with this car, and I've thought about just letting it go and moving on and getting a better one later on. But I don't like giving up. You know, I've tried to always teach my kids that when you have something you want, you keep it, you know, no matter what.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, I have my dream car. You know, I have my grandpa's '62 Cadillac convertible. But gollies, man, when I say like it's in my very first video, And when I say that thing needs some work, boy, that thing does need some work. Like the body on it's good, but it needs the floors. I'm gonna have to I mean, like that the 390 motor that's in it is probably tanked. It wasn't covered. It was the tarp blew off and everything, so it's already probably gone. And I haven't even checked to see the wheel welds on the body itself. But like I've contemplated and thought about it. I'm just like, golly's like just one car I'm gonna go all in, and it's gonna be that one only. But man, I can I'm when that day comes, and that's the project in front of me, the only project in front of me, that's gonna be a very scary day.
Yeah. No, I understand. Up on the screen here, it's intimidating to me. It's a very intimidating thing because I haven't done it before. I'm a mechanic. I don't normally do body work, and the things that I do fabricate, it's not an entire car.
Yeah.
I have a buddy that was hopefully going to help me, but it doesn't seem like that's going to pan out. My uncle will probably help me, but he's never done anything like this either. I don't
I,
know.
I mean, look, it's for me, it's kind of it looked like I haven't done because I mean I've built rides, building them to me and turning them from a piece of shit to running on the road. I've done that, and my dad's brought God, dude, like my dad's very well known in like the scene, and like all the top dogs, like they know him. He's very cool with them. Like my dad's been around, bro, and so I get to see what he's done, and I'm just like shit. All these other rides are cool. I can have little budget fun, little budget, and but when it comes to that Cadillac, like that's the one that I just want to say, you know what? I I know that this car at the end of it, I think top dollar for that car, for the Cadillac Eldorado, I think it's like about 110,000.
You're
So
going to spend more than that restoring it, probably.
yeah, exactly. Which is why I was like, man, you know what? Like, and I know that I probably, and I like, me knowingly, realistically, I know what I can do, and I know what I feel like I am capable of. Maybe I'll pass my expectations in some things, but you know, I don't believe I'm gonna have $110,000 vehicle. But
You
I
never
just
know with the market nowadays. I mean, when I got this Mustang Coupe, that thing was like maybe $1,000, 2,000 is about what it was worth because there was so many of them.
well, I
But
have
every
one.
every
I have
single year, there's probably 1,000 crushed or more. I don't know. I don't remember the exact number that they made in '66, but it was a lot.
because I have a 65, and mine is man, mine's got the 289. I don't even remember the original color because I didn't have it. I got it all murdered out. It's basically all murdered out, runs and drives. It's got some magnos on it and like everything. And then the inside's all black as well. Beats. So it's murdered out. And I mean, I think the evaluation I got on that thing was like 7 grand,
Really?
which I kind of felt was fair. It runs in, I mean, it's just dude. I have it parked there in California. My friend's looking out for like is it there. He's just watching it. But I mean, and it's a car that I'm not really crazy into or anything. But I won it gambling.
Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. What does it got for a motor? You said?
289, and then
Yeah.
I have a 302 there that I never even put in it.
Those 289s are becoming a little more rare too.
Yeah, I mean, and again, like had it not been a bet, I probably wouldn't own the Mustang. You know, I'm all Chevy over here.
Well,
But
if you
or
really hate
GM, I should
Ford
say.
that
I'm all
bad,
GM. Huh?
you hate if you hate Ford that bad, I'll pay for the shipping to get it up here and take it off your hands, man.
Yeah, you know, 77 grand and I got you.
Oh, I was just offering to ship, or even better yet, you pay for the shipping and I'll take care of it until you want it again.
Yeah, it's waiting for me in California. I need something to drive when I'm out there.
Yeah, that's a bit of a hike. It's literally around
Yeah,
the right across the map.
got a 67 ambassador over there too, but man, I can't find that back glass for it. It's been such a pain in the ass these past 2 years.
For what?
67 AMC ambassador.
Oh yeah, good luck with AMC anything.
Well, no, I have everything there. I mean, the whole car is complete. I finally got the front windshield. The only thing I'm missing is the rear glass. That's the only.
Do they make it still? I mean, did they produce it?
It was 1 year only, and so it paid in
And
years me looking
that's in
for it.
California too.
Yeah,
Oh, you're breaking up, bro.
yeah. One car that Cougar. I got a 60.
You're breaking up pretty good, man.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said I got the 67 Cougar you might like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw that video. I got that car for like $250, all complete.
I don't know if I've watched that one. It's so hard to watch everybody's stuff. I know that's what
Oh
everybody
yeah, I
says.
know.
And what I do is
I believe it.
I do watch a lot of YouTube, but we just watch whatever comes up in queue. You know what I mean? Whatever's
Oh
suggested. Unless I'm on my phone, then I'll watch everybody else's stuff,
yeah. Nah, I get that. I'm just not a Ford guy, man. Like what do we have there at the shop? I think we have a little Maverick, dude. I don't even know what year it is. Like, and we got that thing for free.
What year? Well, yeah, well, you didn't know what year it was.
Uh,
That
dude,
doesn't really happen around here
it's a 60s.
anymore.
Oh, it's crazy. Like I tell people, I've gotten vehicles for free.
Oh, I've gotten vehicles for free too, but not classics,
Yeah, I've gotten classics. I mean, nothing. I'm not gonna tell you, oh man, I got an Impala, bro, for free. Like it's the rides that nobody likes, or that are not. I can't say that because I got Volkswagen Beetles for free, but those things are crazy popular.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind getting one at some point in time.
That's what I was saying. I was saying you and your gal can like hop in one and then teach her how to drive standard in that, and that's like, they're like little go-karts, you can just go have it as a grocery getter and they're cheap and well, I mean,
Yeah.
Cletus says
Not,
that they're not cheap, but
not up here. They're not cheap up here. They're an
see,
expensive vehicle.
that's crazy to me because over here, like yeah, I mean, they're cheap over here, and I don't know. That's very weird to me. Like I'm trying, because in Arizona and in New Mexico, I've never really run into bugs. I always run into them in Texas, so I've always dealt with them over here. And then in
Well,
California,
they're
yeah, I
probably
mean,
everywhere.
well, they are, but the
You got to
prices are
remember. You got to remember. Not only is the market going to be different way up here, because we're what? You're in Texas,
yeah.
so you're about a week's drive from me, roughly. Does that sound about right?
Where do you live?
Laconia, New Hampshire.
In New Hampshire.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know you were out there. I think you're the first person I've ever met from New Hampshire.
Yeah, there isn't anybody else that I found at least.
Yeah, I don't know anybody from New Hampshire, dude.
But the market is not only different here. It's if you have a vehicle that's not rotted, it's worth even more. You know
Oh
what I
well,
mean?
well, it's crazy over here. It's a very man, it depends on what part of Texas you're at. If you're in West Texas, you can find a lot of gold over there in what is it? In dude, I forgot the name of that city, that town. Not Odessa. Midland. Midland. That's a gold mine. And it's crazy
Never heard of
because
it.
yeah, Midland, Texas. It is a gold mine. Like every single car guy like would it's because everybody thinks, oh, you got to go to Arizona, New Mexico for the nah. See, the thing is, everybody knows that those cars are there. Nobody thinks about West Texas, and then Midland is in like the middle of nowhere, and they had a they have a crazy big population. So, dude, there's so many rides there. Like it's nuts. Like I wasn't filming when I went over there, but it's just something that I learned.
My buddy just picked up his. So he's from California. I don't know what part of California, um, but his father still lives out there. I guess his father's pretty much blind now, and he's not allowed to drive. So he bought the car that him and his father built together, and just had it shipped up here a couple of months ago. I think that's a '57 Bel Air. I want to say, and that thing is
Nice.
beautiful. You wouldn't find something like that up here that's not been restored. Now they did restore it, but I don't believe there was any metal work that had to be done. You know?
Yeah, I mean, over here you get that, I mean, but it's like it just depends on what area, Like if you're by South Padre Island, yeah, you're gonna have to deal with with rust. If you're by Galveston, Corpus, rust, and if you keep going along the coast, rust. Then you get to Houston, and you got floods that happen. So you got some cars that have been sitting. So you have stuff like that occurs. It just depends on where you get it from. For the most part, I usually find some pretty all right solid cars. And I'm always looking for C10s, and no matter where those things are, they're usually rotted in the cab corners and the fenders. But
Oh
that's
yeah.
common.
What
But
year do you like for C10s?
60 through 66.
So I had the honor to work on a '64 a couple of winters ago, and I'm not a Chevy guy, but I fell in love with a stinking thing.
Oh
I,
yeah,
I absolutely fell in love with this truck. By the time it left, I just I didn't want to let it go, and I told them, I says, I don't know how and I don't know when, but one day I'll own this truck. And they laughed at me, and I'm like, oh, well, okay, I'm serious. I'm serious though. I will own it somehow at some point in time.
yeah, like I mean, cars are cool, man, but I think, I don't know, being here from Texas, like I tell everybody all the time, like, yo, like, I love the Novas and the Chevelles and all that, but I'm a truck guy, and I mean, like my two dream cars are my Cadillac and then a 71 Chevelle Super Sport matching numbers 454. And then if you want me to list down the rest of my top five, I'm gonna say C10, 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 C10.
Yeah,
I love them.
I love trucks too. So Cletus has got that 70, 78 or 79
Ford,
F100.
yeah.
Yeah, I want that truck. I fell in love as soon as I saw that. I was like, I want that truck. It's just one of the biggest things is, you know, of how far away I am. He's in what, Oklahoma or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, shoot, let me know. I'll drive it up there to you.
Yeah, what are you going to charge me?
Uh, uh, shoot, I wouldn't charge you nothing crazy. When I say drive it, I mean literally, I'll drive it, not haul
That's
it.
what we were thinking. My girlfriend was like, I'll go out and get it, but I'm like, she doesn't know enough about the older stuff. If it broke down, she probably would have to have it towed, and that sounds really expensive.
No, it's
Oh
cold.
yeah, nah. I mean, man, bro. Uh, I mean, I've had some people hit me up and everything. I don't know if like Be Restored in them, like Lance Bush and White Bush.
Um, don't know.
They used to
maybe.
be called Turn and Rust.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know if you ever saw the GT Opal, but they hit me up to find it, and I got it for them.
You're signing off. Thank you very much for coming in. Appreciate the support. I really do. And
Later,
check us
Bill.
out next week. I haven't decided, but I don't think that I'm going to be doing a live just because Thursday is Thanksgiving, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't think I'm doing a live unless everybody really wants to see this beautiful face.
Mm.
I know she does, but she's probably one of the only.
Mhm.
Yeah, there she goes. But yeah, everybody let me know if it's something that everybody really wants. Maybe I'll do like a half hour. I don't
We could
know.
do a different day too. I don't know.
No, I kind of like doing Thursdays.
Yeah.
And nobody else really does much on Thursday, and it doesn't interrupt anybody. So oh, I have a private chat. Didn't even notice that.
But yeah, I mean, shoot, if you want, man, just let me know or whatever. I wouldn't charge you nothing crazy. I would just say, cause I would say like, just get me over to Cletus. I drive it to you, whatever, and
Yeah,
then
he's
just
he's gonna give me a
get
hell of a deal on the truck.
get me back home.
Yeah, how would I do that? You gonna pick up another vehicle and drive it back?
Nah, I mean, what do you got?
I don't have nothing I want to get rid of.
Oh, well, if not, just buy me a plane ticket.
All right. Well, what you can do is just private message me.
I mean, cause my main goal, like I just told everybody, like, you know, I just shoot, that'd be cool. That's, you and me can do a collab over there. I'm pretty sure you might have something. If not, then, you can come along with me and we can do my kind of style where I'm hunting and finding these things and, you know.
There's a junkyard right up the road here, literally like 10 minutes away, and the post is that they're crushing all these old vehicles. There's like, I don't know, 20 acres of this old, Cadillacs and C10s and everything you
Uh,
can imagine.
yeah, I'm dealing with an old man like that right now.
But the crusher is there and they are actively crushing them now. And it's like, if I had the property, I would try and make a move on everything, but I don't have the property. I don't have
Damn.
the real estate that I need. And it sucks because some of these could probably be back to life with almost nothing.
It's crazy how a lot of that goes, man. Shoot, you know, for me, it's the same thing, it's the room. And then I've got stuff scattered. It's not even cool. Like I'm telling you, I still got stuff in California. So it's just, you know,
Yeah, I don't have things like that, but I have what I consider a storage unit. I've got my '01 Mustang in there, my buddy's Fox body's in there, all of my Mustang parts that I'm not using right this minute are in there. And then parts from every other project I got going on is in there. And I only have 0.8 of an acre here, and the city does not like what I do.
well, I mean,
So
like, because I had a friend that was like that, but then what he ended up doing was shoot, like, man, he ended up building a fortress. He ended up freaking putting the whole fence around so nobody could peek in. And then in between each fence, in between each wood of fence, he put like I don't know what it would be. It's kind of like a plastic. It kind of almost looks like a wire cord, like from a lamp or something, right in the middle.
hmm.
So you can't peek in. So he did that, and then he built, pretty much like a giant pavilion for like a roof. So he was like, yeah, just in case anybody wants to be smart and take photos from up top.
Well, I think the biggest problem that I have is not only the property to put the stuff, but then once again, I got winter here. You get a couple feet of snow and you got to put that somewhere. And I don't want to just store the vehicles. I want to mess with them. all year round if I can. But it
Well,
becomes to a point where you can't move them.
then it comes to a point, right? Like everybody's different. I've seen the different kinds of builders, right? And you got to ask yourself what kind of builder you are. And I've seen these guys that say, "You know what? I've got this one car right here and I'm gonna hit it and I'm gonna get it done." And they focus on that one ride, they get it done. Then you have somebody that's like my dad. My dad's got about 6 projects going on at once, but so he doesn't get bored. What he does is he wakes up in the morning. He's gonna go work on the Bel Air. So he's on the 55 Bel Air for about an hour, having his coffee. Boom. He takes a break, goes, eats lunch, comes back and says, "You know what? Now it's time for me to hit my C10." He's on the C10. Then he's after that for about 2 hours, and he jumps onto. So by the time of the day ends, he's worked a little bit on each one throughout the day. So he's not burnt out on just one. So you have somebody
Yeah,
like that, but then you got the other guys that on the other end that they work a little bit on it, and then they get deep. Like, they're not motivated, or
I
they're
burned
just
myself out. I burned
yeah,
myself out bad.
and it's just like. I don't really know how to, because I've seen people talk about it. They're like, you need to stay motivated. You need to, and you know, I think it's hard when, especially because, like, I mean, you're a mechanic for a living, right?
I was a shop owner for a very long time, but the city doesn't like me doing that here, so I had to
So,
shut it down. That's why I
so,
came back to YouTube.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff, that I mean, like, I just tell everybody, like, for me, I'm still a kid, but like I want to be able to do all this stuff and get all these things done. And just, I mean, I know that Cadillac ain't gonna build itself. I'm gonna have to hit it. But for me, I need to know that I'm ready when I do, like all around. And I'm still not ready right now, but I know I'm gonna get to a point where I'm gonna say I am ready. So, for me, I don't mind messing with this.
Oh, I lost you.
I had to ignore his call.
Oh,
I
yeah.
said,
It's difficult to stay motivated. At least for me, I I get burnt out because I'll go out and I'll hit it hard for a couple of days, and then I got a lot of footage, and but I'm tired. I don't want to edit. I don't want to go back out and record. All I want to do is just sit and watch TV. So
I mean,
it kind of
look,
sucks.
like it's crazy, man. It's just like you gotta, like, for me, I asked myself, what do I want? What is it that I want? And it was simple for me. I said, I want to be around classic cars and I want my dogs with me. Guess what? I get to do it this way. Now you gotta ask yourself, by me having classic cars and my dogs around me, what am I gonna accomplish? I'm gonna build my rides. That's what the fuck I'm gonna accomplish. So you gotta ask yourself these questions, because at the end of the day, you have that Mustang, you have all those parts, bro. For me, I've probably seen a lot more of these projects because I'm consistently hunting for them. I find these projects that guys are like, yeah, here's my project. I have everything you need for it. And then, they never got to work on it. And so it's just a dream. They're selling me their dream. So,
Yeah,
that's why, I tell people don't be like that because anybody can start a project. People say, "Oh, look, I just tore this car apart." Like, motherfucker, anybody can start it. You want to
yeah.
impress me? Let me see you finish it. That's where it counts. That's where
I
the money is.
I
Like,
had the
that.
car. So when I bought the car, it was literally in pieces. The guy blew it apart. He
Uh,
drove it from a lot in Massachusetts to his place in New Hampshire, and he blew it apart. Like it was running, driving, whole nine. It just needed, the body work mainly, but mechanically it was a fine car. But he tore it apart and then got bored with it. So that's when I stepped in and grabbed it, and it it set for a while, but not too long. And then I was able to come up with the money to start repairing it. And then I got divorced, and that took a while for me to get back on it. And then I put it back together, and it was just so anemic. It's a 6-cylinder originally. It's just like, oh wow, the car is pretty much done, but it's boring, and it still needs to get the frame rails and shit done on it.
I mean,
Uh,
it's like, look, like, and for me, I've got to hear all the, the different stories. I've got to hear, yeah, I got this sandblasted, and then I did the
What's up, Rich?
primer. Huh?
Rich was saying hi to everybody.
Oh, yo, yo. Yeah, they go, oh, I just got the primer done, but then it's sat. Now I have to do it all over again. And I've heard all the things, oh, I've been waiting 30 some years, and then they come to finally do it, and then they run out of money. So it just, you know, it helps when you know the kind of person you are and you're real to yourself, like you got to just know, like, hey, I am gonna do it, or you know what, I want to do it but I don't think I will, or like you learn all that. You gotta be real with yourself and what it is. Like, yo, if you can fucking hit that bitch every day, because that's time you're not gonna get back. But do
Yeah.
you want to enjoy this thing when you're an old man, and when or do you
That's
want to
what it's
fucking,
looking like.
or do you want to
No,
enjoy it now, like,
I,
like,
I always seem to find an excuse of why it's not in, but
there's only
it's
two roads. There's only two roads, and it's
it's
very
it's
simple.
almost in. It's literally 5 minutes or 5 seconds, 5 feet away from the shop now.
But
Before it was,
you got to always remember there's only two roads. You're either turning left or you're turning right. You're either gonna get the motherfucker done or you're not. And that's how simple it is. Because excuses are irrelevant, right? Because, I can say, well, you know what? I don't feel like it today. I'm tired. I'm tired because of me running around and having to go pick up parts and being in the sun. And, of course I can make fucking excuses, but when it comes to my project, is my project patting me on the back and saying, it's okay, we can work on this tomorrow? No, it's not. The fucking project is there, and it's gonna go through time rotting if I don't fucking get something done. And that's what it is. It's you against yourself,
yeah,
because that's it's a challenge, and the transformation and the effort that goes into it. If you don't have the money, you got to get the money. You don't have the part, you better fucking find it. If there's something going on, a problem on the vehicle, well, you better step to the plate and learn how to get it done. I'm a shitty welder, like I told you. I'm not a good welder, but if I need something welded and I can't go to a very good welder, well, guess what? I'm gonna do my best, and if I botch it, well, I'm gonna hit up a good welder and say, hey, you know what? I need your help. Blah blah blah. I'll step up and get the money I need to pay this man so it's done right. But if I can do it, I will do it. It's just, it's you gotta have that want. Because there's plenty of dreamers out here, and I meet them every day. I knock on those doors, and I mean, like, if you haven't seen the videos, dog, I'm telling you, like, you can go see them. I record what I do, and yeah, I'm gonna get to it one day, and I don't want to sell it. Well, how much are you gonna offer me if I do sell it? Nah, never mind. And I deal with those people all day. They're dreamers. There's doers and there's dreamers.
what's going on, Joey?
Yo,
Yeah,
yo.
no, I hear you, man. I'm a dreamer, but I'm a doer also. With something like this, so it's taken me a long time. It will be in uh, at the first of the year at the most. I planned
You
on it being in before now, but the problem is I got distracted with the Falcon. Otherwise, it would be sitting in the garage and at least up in the air.
But what's your
But
game plan? Like, are you gonna, like, are you like, for me, I know how I am, and I'm a little bit like my pops. I don't want to just focus on one. Right now, I'm focused on the two projects that I have. I could have more. I could go focus on my Mercury Cougar, and I could go get my Cadillac. I could go get the Nova. I've got projects that I could be doing all five or six like he does, but fuck that. I'm just gonna focus on two. So I work a little bit on the Jeep one day. All right, cool. You know what? Let me go work on the 65 C30. So, there's nothing wrong with that. But you got to understand yourself and feel, get a feel for it. You know what? Like what I do, I tell everybody I save my money for the project. Like, if I have $100, well, 25 goes to me, split 75 into two and put 34 towards the damn Jeep and 34 towards the C30. And then, stack it, just stack it, And then okay, cool. Now I can make a little more purchases. But you just gotta map out your game plan and stick to it.
Well, the game plan, it kind of sucks, but the shop that I have, it's going to be pretty much the Mustang, and that's it. I have a lift in there, but I'm not. It's not deep enough, long enough in order to put two vehicles back to back.
I
So
gotcha.
once that Mustang goes in there, that's it. And winter, I'm not working outside. So if I'm going out in the garage, it's Mustang. That's it. My ultimate plan would be to have all the metal work done, all of it securely welded, seam sealed everything, and I would love to at least get it into the sealed process by spring, so I can start doing fun stuff like putting the damn motor back in and putting the 5 lug conversion kit I have and the 9-inch rear I have for it. And there's a lot of stuff that I have for this vehicle.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
I'm
get that
going to do it.
done. Yeah, get
I'm
that
going to
done.
do it.
And like map out everything, if you can say, hey, you know what? So, by January, I want, whatever it is done. List out your things. I want the whole floor done by January along with the wheel welds. You can you handle that? You gotta, you map out your time, you set your goal, and you want to hit it. Boom, boom, hit it as much as you can.
So
Just
truth be
you
told, when I came back to YouTube and I decided this is what I'm doing full time, because this is my job. I do this 100% full time. I do
are
not
you
have a
getting
job
paid
right
off
now.
this yet?
I'm not. That's the scary and the other part is I told myself that Mustang would not go into the garage and I would not be filming it unless I got paid. But I'm pretty close to where I need to be. And I'm kind of hoping by the time the Mustang goes in that I'm at least monetized. I may not be making money, but
Yeah.
I'd like to be at the point where I am monetized.
Well,
You
I
know what I
mean,
mean?
I tell everybody I'm not monetized either, but I mean, for me, it's kind of like, I've been fortunate enough to where I can say, well, YouTube helped me make a couple grand, like it's just you got to figure out how, I mean, God, there's tricks to it, like I'm fortunate enough to where YouTube's made me money, but not through monetization. So, if you can figure out something like that, hell, merch. I mean, I haven't done merch yet, but what every dollar counts, you know what I mean? You gotta figure out, yo, what can I do? What is something that I do? Me, I was just a car hunter and all it did was uh open my open my clientele. If you hit me up and I'm like, yo, what's up, Junker? What do you need? You're like, yo, I want a 69 fastback. All right, man, let me see if I can find one. Whatever. I do my deal and boom, I find your car. Or you can just go through my videos and you're like, yo, I see this car there. What is it? Blah blah blah. I sell you the info and let you do your deal. But there's different ways to get things done. It's just, like you're a mechanic, I mean, shoot, why not focus and target your area and show people what you're doing, in your area. I mean, if I was a mechanic, I think that's what I would do, I would just show people who have classic cars. Yo, you know what? You have this and you don't have it running. Shoot, let me get it running for you. I'll charge you X amount of money plus, whatever parts are or whatever.
I've thought about that up here for next summer, doing some, just dedicating summer to Will It Run.
Hmm.
But I don't know. I don't know if it would be something people would want to even watch. It seems like the Will It Runs are kind of getting away, and people are going to other titles now. Like Abandon. Abandon seemed to be a big thing that's coming up.
Well, I mean, I've been doing abandon because it's what I find, but it's like unfortunately, there's no you know, there's no trick to it, there's no formula
Oh,
for success.
well, Rich, come on up. Let's collaborate. Let's do something. I'll let you weld.
Yeah, like there's no formula for success on this thing, I don't like, I'm
No,
fortunate.
it's either people like you and they share you and they keep you, going, or you just fall on your face. And I
Well,
fell on my face quite a few times.
it's two ways about it. You're either entertaining or you're informative.
And
So,
I don't know which one, if either one I fall into.
well,
You know,
those are the only two ways. You got to be entertaining. So, if you're not entertaining, then you better be informative because people watch a lot of YouTube to learn.
yeah.
You have like there's people who watch Puddin. I don't watch Puddin to learn. I watch Puddin because he's entertaining.
You,
Vice Grip, the same thing. I don't learn from him. He's entertaining.
I learned from both of them, to be honest with you. I learn from pretty much everybody. I see what they're doing, and if I've done it, it'd be like, well, did they do it an easier way, or is my way easier? So
But
I'm
they don't
always
get into depth. They don't get in depth of what they do, though.
no, not fully into depth, but you can see what they're doing and how they're doing it.
But right,
For
that's
the
my that's
most
my
part.
point. They're entertaining you. They're
Yeah,
not. They're not saying, well, most people, because if they do something shorter than what you do, an easier way, they aren't saying most people do it like this, but let me show you how I do it. That's a little quicker. So you might be on there to learn, but that's not the purpose of their content.
yeah.
You
No,
know?
they're definitely Puddin'. I tell you, man, he's going massive places. There's no
Yeah,
doubt about it.
I agree. I mean, shoot for that U-Hauling video, or that U-Haul.
Yeah, yeehaw, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Hi, Shelby.
that that's the ride that made me finally subscribe to him.
Really?
I didn't subscribe to him until that because I wasn't interested in any of his rides. He never really had anything that I was like, oh man, he's doing this sick. Or
Going on,
finally
midnight?
he had that first video of the Yeehaul, and I was like, okay, this is cool.
Yeah, you talk about your dogs. I got 4. I don't know if you've watched many of my videos, but I've got 4. 3 of them are normally with me. The other one is just old and she hates life, so
Can
she
they
doesn't
hear
come
me?
around. Snickers is not in here.
Oh.
Yeah, thank God you can't hear Snickers.
but yeah, I mean, yeah, man, I definitely, shit. Like, yo, all bullshit aside, man, get the fucking Mustang done. Like, what's stopping you from putting it in tomorrow?
I have the Falcon in there right now, and then we have Thanksgiving next week, and we use the garage to eat Thanksgiving in because we have
That's
a rather large family that comes.
that's so fucking cool.
Do you hear him?
Yeah, that's so fucking cool though. Eating
Snickers.
eating in the garage.
Yeah. I don't know what you'd call me, but everybody comes to me for the holidays and the birthdays and stuff like that.
Oh,
And
you're the hub. You're the center of
yeah,
the family.
yeah, pretty much. It was when I left New Hampshire when I was 18, and I moved back up to Vermont, my home state. Um, the family aspect kind of went out the window. When I came back, it took me a while to build it.
Uh,
Snickers, you want to say hi to Monster Rust? Go. He can't see him right now because he's not on. Snickers, here, buddy. Well, now you got them all going. Shelby, Shelby. All because you want to hear him howl.
nah, yeah, you don't gotta make him howl, man.
Shelby. Snickers. Go.
But yeah, I mean, shoot, like if you asked me if I were you and we swap places, man, the day after Thanksgiving or the night of Thanksgiving, that Mustang is going in.
Sorry, I had to mute the mic. The damn dogs are going crazy.
That's what I would do. I would say, all right, family, can you guys help me move this table, move whatever, clean it up, and then all right, guys, I need to put this Mustang in here because tomorrow I am about to hit it. That's what I would do. I mean, if I can, it's just I don't know. I guess I'm just so I want to get shit done, dude. Like I hate having to see it, and I'm just like, oh, I want it done.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a now person also, but I'm also a realist. This Falcon that I'm working on, I'm not sure if you've seen any of the videos, but people seem to
Yeah,
like it.
that's a sick. Yeah, hell yeah, that's sick, bro. Delivery.
Yeah, I've never seen one, and right now I'm stuck on that car because I want it to run and drive. So if I can sneak both vehicles in at any time, I can just bring it in and play with it, you know. But right
Yeah.
now it's got no brakes. I got the exhaust system going. I've ordered the fuel pump, and I'm redoing the carburetor. I'm doing a carb kit on it. The gentleman before me did the carb kit, but for some reason it's still leaking, and it doesn't run 100%. So I need to
Why
make
not get
sure
a
that
Holly EFI?
I'm a purist when it comes to carburetors. I love my carbureted motors.
Well, I mean, it is carbureted.
You're putting something that doesn't belong on it. And especially with that car, to me, that car will probably
Are
stay
you
a
a stock
170.
guy? Are you all stock?
Not normally. Not normally. I don't normally care about molesting a vehicle. But where this vehicle is pretty rare, I kind of want to keep it the way it is just because it's pretty cool the way it is. Like,
How many of them out there there's supposed to be left?
no idea. There was less than 2,000 made in 61.
Because
How many do you think?
I only like Falcons because I only like 60 through 63.
So how many deliveries have you seen?
Uh gosh, I want to say I've seen maybe 1 to 2.
Yeah. See, that's where I'm torn.
And they were both in LA.
Yeah. I'm on what do I call it? A panel wagon group, and it's all between Falcons to other things. I've only met one other person that has one,
Because the
and
one that
everybody
I
else is
know
like,
for sure I saw
wow.
because I was close to buying a Falcon Ranchero and what's it called? So I had been looking and looking. I was at that moment of time I was looking to see what everybody had done because to me I was like, man, I feel like that's Ford's simplest vehicle that they made and it's very clean, but then it's got the design was very old school. I liked it. I was a fan and I was like, but I'd rather have the Ranchero one, because I like El Caminos. So I was like, I'd rather get the Ranchero one. But I was looking at what people did to the Futuras, to the deliveries. So I was looking at all of them, even the 4 doors. I was just trying to get ideas. And so I had seen one that was in like a midnight a midnight navy blue.
So kind of
And
like what's behind me. I don't know if you can see, but that's kind of what that is right there. What the original color is, midnight. They call it midnight metallic blue or something like that. Is the
it
original?
I mean, I'll tell you, the one that I saw wasn't original because he had, aftermarket steering wheel and stuff. It was nice. Um, but I mean, so are you gonna like your plans, since you're gonna try to keep it original as possible, are you not even touching the paint or anything, or?
That's to be seen at this point because there is rot on it, and to match the patina, I don't know if I have that kind of skill.
You know, Lance and them, the ones out in Bogota, he does all that. He knows how to paint like a fake patina. It's pretty cool. I kind of
Hmm.
wanted to ask him to do that onto my Jeep. Because I mean, my Jeep's all white and nice looking. Kind of wanted to make it look a little more like older, but I mean, there's a way you can do it. You got like, I think he has an older video, if I'm not mistaken, of him explaining how to do it.
Hmm. Yeah,
But
I'm still up in the air of exactly where I'm going for the body of it. Floors are in pretty rough shape, but frame rails are decent. There's rot here and there that's got to get patched and fixed. I don't think it's going to be a full restoration. You know what I mean? Not like my Mustang. My Mustang, I want it to be really nice paint job, really nice exhaust, interior mint. I want the pony interior. I want
oh,
that
the
car
Pony
100%.
Express,
Yeah, I want the pony interior.
the Pony
Um,
Express.
so I don't know exactly where I'm going with it. All I know is that I want it to be running, driving, um, before I move it out of the garage for the Mustang to come in. Because if I don't,
Do you write down everything you need or no?
not normally, I just keep it in
Okay,
my head.
so what I'm gonna suggest to you is do that. Write down everything that needs to be done. And now when I say everything, you fucking write down everything. And that's, you know, like you write down what you're gonna do and when you're going through it, and then, like I know it's like it kind of sucks, but just trust me, do it. And I'm telling you, because I have friends that are around my age, a little older, a little younger, but the ones that are into this, like, because they ask me, well, how do you do this? How do you do that? And I tell them, like, yo, if you want a little motivation to give yourself, if you write down every fucking thing you gotta do, it's take out the wheel, put a new tire that'll hold air. It doesn't matter what it is, take off the door, take off fender, whatever it is, write it down. And then once you do it, you know, go over it with the highlighter or whatever. And then that way you see your progress. It doesn't matter, just as long as you see your progress. And then on the other hand, you want to have your parts list. If you have everything, cool. If you're missing stuff, write it down. And then, once you get it, highlight. And that way you're seeing your progress. You're seeing that you're doing good. Like, and
Yeah.
then if you look back, are you feeling lazy or you're feeling tired? You look back at that list and you see those green lines or whatever color your fucking highlighter is, you're gonna be like, shit, man, I want more of that. I want to finish. And it's just to me, I mean, like I think that that's the best thing because it's visually there.
I did that on the YJ project I had last winter for a guy. I wrote everything on the windows all the way around it, and I would mark it off as I got done. And
Yeah,
that looked
do
pretty
stuff
cool.
like that. I haven't
Yeah.
even decided what I'm gonna do with the Jeep yet. I'm a part of me is like just get a Harley carb and throw a turbo on the 4-cylinder.
Gonna blow that up.
You think I will?
Uh
I mean, I think it's got like 30 horsepower or something like that.
yeah, you're gonna at least find all the gaskets that are weak.
Oh yeah, you ain't lying.
Uh,
Uh,
but
yeah.
I've had a long day. I was underneath that F-350 literally all day. Um, thank you very much, Rich. I don't, I don't know all the 100% plans for it yet, but no, I've been underneath that truck all day, undercoating it. So I'm exhausted. I came in 15 minutes before I was supposed to be on. I think I'm gonna go and relax, go watch some YouTube, and I can't do the 6 hour lives like you guys.
Man, I'm really gonna chill out. You know, I'm in another city now. I'm doing a lot more stuff. So yeah, I'm not free time ain't gonna be free no more.
Yeah, I hear you.
So I gotta do that, and then I think yeah, I'm gonna be leaving to another city. So I'm rocking and rolling, and then one of my clients is like, "Yo, I need you to find something for me over here." So that'll be cool. Well, kind of won't be cool. He doesn't like me filming when it comes to his cars.
Oh,
Yeah, if I could, man, I'm pretty sure I would hit. I'm pretty sure I would get big numbers if I filmed the shit I find for him. Fuck,
what do you
dude,
got
it's
now?
huh?
What do you got now?
Got or where am I at?
No, I said, what are you at now?
What for subs?
Yeah.
Uh, God, what am I at? I'm almost at 900.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think I just need like I don't know, 20 more or something like that.
Really? Are you good with watch time?
I don't know, to be honest with you. Like I've been yeah, I'm not on my analytics and all that. I'm not on top of none of that. You
So how do
know,
you know if you're going to be getting paid, man?
man, if it comes, it comes. I'm getting paid regardless.
I'm at 695 right now for subs. So I'm 5 away from 700. That's to me that's awesome. I mean, I think I've grown to be pretty big as far as, almost at 700. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, it's just the consistency of it, and I mean, I don't really know. There's no formula, There's some people that I see that have, 300 videos, but then they only have, 200 subscribers. And then, I look at my channel and I'm like, well, I've got like, I don't know, 800 or whatever. And I'm like, I only have like 40 videos out. But then, I see, so every channel is different. You can't compare yourself
no,
to
and
anybody
nor
else because there's somebody who could put out one video tomorrow and Christian Bush, and she's got all she did was clean up her car, but God, she's already got like a couple thousand subs off of one video.
but I don't know who this is. So
Who?
the one you just talked about, is she an
Oh,
attractive woman?
nah, she's not, dude. Nah, she's a kid.
I don't
Well,
I
I
don't know.
say a kid, but I think she's like 17.
Oh, well, she's also a she. A lot of people are creeps and will watch stuff like that even if they're underage. So
You know, and it's just like, I mean, there's at the end of it, there's no formula. Maybe one of us will take off, maybe two or three of us will take off, maybe none of us will ever fucking take off. I mean, I'm very good friends with Classic Ride Society, and he's been at this for, a couple years, 4 years or whatever, and like, he's got 20,000 subscribers, and me and him talk pretty much on a daily basis regularly, and
that's
we're
very
talking
much
about,
appreciated, Rich. Very much.
but I mean, like for him as well, like he'll explain to me, like, yo, YouTube's doing this or whatever, and he's got to go through the different changes throughout the years. So I mean, I just think, you know what, like, I'm not gonna rely on that because I mean the reality is maybe I'm not gonna blow up. Maybe I'm gonna grow gradually, like he did. It took him, 4 or 5 years to get to 20,000. You know, and so that's him posting as he posts every 48 hours, every 2 days. He doesn't go any time without that. Like you go through all his videos, that's him posting consistently. So everybody's different. Everybody's got a different way of doing things. There's people that have a community. There's people that don't have a community. People that have a lot of subs but no views. A lot of views but no subs.
Yeah. I'm
You,
I'm not here to take over the YouTube. I want to make this a living. I really do, but I want to do it right. You know what I mean? I don't want to become huge famous and forget my roots by any means. I want to be able to bring um what's the word I'm looking for? I want to be able to help people out. And one way I know I can help people out is with money. And
I just
if I have it, I can help people,
I just think
and
there's a gimmick to it. There's a gimmick, and and that's just what it is. Like YouTube in itself is a gimmick, and you got to figure out what yours is gonna be. You got Vice Script. Oh, I'll be dipped. Oh, well, that isn't right. Yeah, that's the smartest thing I could do. No, whatever. And it works for him. You got Puddin, hot damn, and swinging his fucking arm, and he's got his gimmick. You
yep,
know, everybody had like I was telling Half-Ass yesterday. I said, yo, that Bobby Succotash shit, keep doing that shit, because that shit there. Like, I've seen Half-Ass's videos, and, nothing. I can't, if you asked me to name one of his videos, I'm going to name that because of what he did, you know, like, fuck, and it's tough. I mean, like we all watch a bunch of YouTube, and it's hard for all of us to, remember and know everything. But, you got to come up with something that sticks, like for me, fucking everybody, what does everybody say when I come in? Oh, burger. Oh, wiener burger. Ha 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 ha. Like you got to hone in on your shit, like, you know people say, oh, like, you give the people what they want. Like, when I come into these lives and stuff, like, not like it's a shit ton of people know who I am, but the ones that do, they're ready for me and my fucking food. What the fuck's that gonna do? I don't know. Maybe I'll get a food sponsor. Maybe I'll get fucking Burger King to hire me for a commercial. I don't know.
yeah, you never
But,
know.
it's just like you gotta hone in on what you're good at, and what the people say, or come up with a character. Try different shit. You know what? Like, fuck, dude. Like, you ain't got no hair on your head. Put a fucking wig on and be funny, or whatever. Dude, like, he did that and it worked for him. I don't know. Maybe it's a costume you got to put on. Maybe it's an intro you got to play with and act like a secret agent talking on your watch. I don't know, dude. But there's always little gimmicks that people gravitate towards, and it's just like, hey, that shit works, and it's just stuff like that. The automotive world that we're in, it's very, I don't know, it's just very you know we've got the top dogs, and I just feel like that's kind of it. You got Dylan, you got Vice Grip, you got the boss Cletus, Be Restored. You have all these top tier guys, but they have their own lane. There's nobody that's alike.
Yep.
There's nobody that's alike.
Oh, darn it. Trying to send Rich an email, and I'm terrible at sending emails.
But I'm gonna tell you, Junker, you wanna make this your shit. Like fuck what everybody else says, bro. You know, there's Debbie Downers and people say, "Oh, well, you know, I wouldn't depend on YouTube." Look, like you know, maybe because I'm younger, I know people who make a living off this shit. Like I've helped two of them, not one. One of them did it on their own. They didn't have my help. But the second person, he did have my help, and he is making a living off of YouTube. Yo, you can hear me?
Yeah, sorry, I was typing.
Oh, but yo, it is possible. But I'm gonna tell you right now, there is no substitute for hard work. If you want this shit, you better fucking start pumping out these videos. Everything you fucking do, you better record. You better
Oh yeah.
record. If you're
I,
fucking putting air in the tire, record.
I
And
think
and the
my
re
videos show how hard I can work. There's a lot of stuff I do off camera too. There's a lot of stuff that doesn't make the cut, you know.
Well, look, I'm gonna tell you right now, right? You have wasted talent. Right now, what is Wasted doing? Wasted's on the other fucking side of the world and in Siberia or wherever the fuck he is.
He's
And
what's today? Thursday? He was up in Maine. He was only a little bit away from me today, I think.
oh, he's
Or
in
maybe that was
Maine.
Monday.
Oh, there you go. He's in fucking Maine. All this time that you and I have known him, you know he hasn't wrenched, right?
Yeah, I know.
So he has not wrenched, but he
That's
has
gonna be
enough. He has
he's
enough
gonna
footage. He has enough footage to take this whole fucking year off.
yep.
And so that's what I'm saying. Like, yo, record everything. Record everything. Just do it. But, you know, make your fucking persona be like, hey, this is Junker Clunker. Whatever the fuck your thing's gonna be. If you're gonna be a badass, be a badass. You're gonna be funny and silly, be funny and silly. You know, be you, you know, just do your thing. You know, if your dogs are your world, do it with your dogs. I mean, you see how I do it. Like,
Yep.
you know, you know, I'm very toned back in my videos. I'm very not so me.
Yeah,
But the little bit
I'm still finding me on the camera. I mean, I don't know what I am yet.
the
I still
little
I
bit of
think
me
that
that is
everybody
on the
finds.
camera is those little, you know, the little jokes, the little wiener and you know whatever the fuck, and you know, like I try to take out my cursing because shit, I curse crazy.
Yeah, I do too.
I'm like, God damn it, you know, son of a bitch, you know. But yeah, man, just you know, film it, find yourself, you know, like don't be afraid to fucking play, don't be afraid to fucking, you know, do shit or whatever. I mean, even CP said it, you know, he's like, yeah, sometimes, you know, like you got to play with stuff because CP originally wasn't on YouTube doing, you know, tools, he was doing guns. And I don't know if you've seen his other channel, but bro, he was making a killing before they banned guns on YouTube. Like, I don't know if you've seen that, but he was doing really well and he was utilizing what he had. He would just put fat guy shoots very well. You know, like what the fuck? And then people, you know, people were gravitating towards that because it's something, it's his thing, you know, whatever. Like shit, like you can't be afraid to do stuff like that, you know, just whatever. I mean, shit, I don't care. I'll do it. I'll put, you know, Fatso from Texas fucking just changes the tire on a mail Jeep.
Yeah, I'm still working on who I am on the camera. I'm getting a lot more comfortable. Obviously, I mean, I'm doing my own lives now. We've been on it for almost 2 hours and 30 minutes, and it's really nothing to me now. But
Yeah,
as far
man.
as a persona, I don't know what I am yet.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I have a persona. I'm just like, you know, when I come through, I'm real deal Holyfield. You know, I'm just speaking the truth. And then I think when I'm doing my camera shit, like I'm very focused at on the task. So I'm like, I'm trying to get things done correctly. I'm not even thinking about the camera.
Uh-oh. But I am gonna get off for the night, bro. Like I said,
Yep.
I'm exhausted. I want to go sit in my chair and do nothing.
All right, man. Well,
So I appreciate you coming on for the last hour here with me, or an hour and 24 minutes, and just
yeah, man. I
bullshit.
never got the chance to jump on with you, so you know.
Yeah, no, I plan on having everybody on at their own time, you know. Thanks, Rich.
Yeah, he sure is rich. He's doing good, man. Yeah, we're gonna get you. Let's get you to that. Let's get you to that 700, man. I'll shout you out.
All right, man, I appreciate it. Yeah, I got 5 more to go for the 700, and then what have I got? 300. But the problem is the watch hours. I don't know. The watch
Yo,
hours don't
so
seem to be climbing too much.
yeah, so like I don't know. I just with watch hours, I mean, I think I'm over, but I was over before, you know. I think it's just like because you can have a bunch of views, and but if you have a 10-minute video and people are only sticking around for the first 2 minutes, which is that happens pretty often, then you got to figure out what are you gonna do to keep people engaged, and then that's when people like they do little tricks, you know, like if a problem happened, like if something hit you on the head, you're gonna put that in the beginning, and then you're gonna cut to the story, and then you know it'll show why you got hit in the head or whatever. You know, you gotta play around with your story, with your editing, and you gotta see why are people gonna stay engaged, you know? Just because something's cool to you and you know, or you think entertaining to you, that doesn't mean that it's gonna be entertaining to a mass of people. So
Right.
you know, just play around. Yo, I'm still in the early development. You know, I think all of us are. I don't think you're shit till you're maybe like at 10,000. So I think, you know, while we're below that, I think all of us, you know, including people like Cletus and Rob and everybody, I think we all still have the luxury of playing with content and experimenting with it,
Right.
where there's not a mass of people who are expecting things, you know. That's why I've tried new series, you know. I've done like my knock and talk where I knock on the door and what's up with your fucking ride? Are you selling it, keeping it? What are you doing? You know, so it's just experimental, you know. But get on it, brother. Can't wait to see that Mustang. Can't wait to see
Soon.
your panel Falcon. I can't wait to see them both done and you on the fucking road, man, and we can hit up Power Tour and you know go get a bite to eat and hit the thrift stores.
Thrift stores. All right, man. I
I saved
appreciate you
myself. I
coming
wasn't
in.
gonna say thrift stores, but you know,
Yeah, I can't do the strip club.
yeah,
She
thrift
wouldn't like
stores.
that.
You know, we all like thrifting.
Yeah. But
But all right then, brother. Yeah,
thank you everybody for coming on. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And definitely hit the thumbs up. Tells YouTube I'm an okay guy, I guess. That's what I'm told.
yes, sir.
So thank you guys very much. We'll see you probably not next Thursday. Let me know if you want to see me. I don't know. Maybe I can make some time. Thanks, guys. Thank you very much, Rich. You seem to be my biggest fan tonight. We'll see you guys soon. New video drops Tuesday. Don't forget that. That will definitely happen. As far as the live, not sure if the live is going to happen. We'll talk to you later.